So let us look at the naming of aromatic compound. So if you are talking about aromatic compound, under classification of organic compound, they simply stand for what? Benzene. So here we are going to look at what? The naming of what? Of benzene, and it can be broadly grouped into the what? Into two. So let me start from here. So what? One. The first one, we call it what? Naming of mono substituted benzene, in which one of the hydrogen is replaced by bromine or chlorine or iodide or NO2 or etc. So for this case, let us look at it now. You know that benzene has what? Benzene formula is C6H6. This is the benzene what? Formula. Molecular formula. But the structural formula for benzene, in terms of structure, we have what? C, 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 C. This is the structural formula for benzene. How many carbon? 6. Hydrogen 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the benzene structure. But we have double bond here. This. The double bond is alternate. Double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. We will expect that in the benzene aromatic reaction. So this is what? The structure of what? Of benzene, which is the common example of what? Of aromatic. And look at this structure. We can also draw this structure in condensed form. What? Condensed form. This structure can also be in what? In condensed form, which is what? If I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I will now draw what? Hexagon. Look at the structure I draw here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each angle you have here represents what? This carbon. The hydrogen there is what? Is invisible. And you now show the double bond. We have it here. We have it here. We have it here. Abi, this is also benzene. And if I like, this my double bond, I can shift it to come to this side. I can shift this one to come to this side, this to come to this side. Abi? So if I shift the what? The double bond to what? To move. There. This benzene structure can also, we can also have it in what? In this form. We have, instead of having the bond here, before, it will now move to this side. This one move to this side. This one move to this side. This is still what? Benzene. The bond can be here, can be here, can be. So the bond is what? It's not stable, it's moving. It's the localized what? Electron, pi electron. So, or as a result of that, we can also draw the benzene to be in what? In this form. I can draw my benzene to be in what? In this form. Don't mind my hexagonal. Since this pi electron is what? Is not stable. The pi can also come to this what? This pi can also will also move to this side. This will also move. This will also what? Move. The pi is not what? It's not stable. It's continuous moving. As a result of that, we are now decided what to put what? Zero here. This zero tell you that what? This pi is not what? Stable. Is moving. All these three structure, they are still represent what? Benzene. The what? Benzene. Good. So if I want to what? Name the monosubstituent of benzene. If I remove this one hydrogen now here, and I place any one of these here, we call it what? Mono what? Substituted. In what way? Let's look at the what? The example here. Assume I have what? Let me say we have let me say we have what? The what? Benzene. Abi? Let me so as from today now, please. I can use this structure, I can use this, I can use this. They are convex or this. But for the convenience sake, I will use one of these what? These three. So let's go now. If I draw a structure of benzene in this form. Now, this is benzene. And here, I put what? Bromine here. What will be the name? This is the what? Benzene. And here we have bromine that is what? Attached to it. This is what? Bromine. Abi? We can say what? Here we have what? Bromine. Which is what? Bromo. Attached to benzene. Abi now? So the name of this compound, it will now be what? Bromo what? Bromobenzene. We call it what? Bromo the what? Benzene. Because is the hydrogen here replaced by what? By bromine. Okay, if we have another what? Compound in this form, we have benzene in this form. We have here we put what? Chlorine. So the presence of chlorine here will serve as substituted group. Chloro. What do we call it now? We call this one what? Chloro what? Chlorobenzene. Chloro the what? Benzene. But the another one is if we have what? A compound of benzene in this form like this, we have it in this what? Form. This and I put what? Let me use F. Or I've used both chloro. Let me use I. If you have I here, the I here represents what? Iodide. This is what? Iodide, Abi. So the name of this compound, it will become what? Iodobenzene. Good. So if the next one is if you have what? Benzene structure in this sketch, like we have benzene in this sketch, yes, and I put what? NO2 here. This NO2 is stand for what? Nitro. And the name of the compound, it will become nitro. This is nitro. Then what? Benzene. Zine. So the substituted group we have here is called what? Now what? Nitro. Is nitro what? Benzene. The next one is if we have a compound like this, we have benzene like this. And this side we have C2H what? H5. So this 2H5 here, don't forget, is what? Alkyl group. And the name is called what? Now what? It's called ethyl. We call it what? Ethyl group. So what will be the what? The name now. Attach the ethyl to it, we call it what? Ethyl what? Benzene. So all these compounds, they are called what? Mono-substituted group. And again, we have some that they have their own common name. When they are served as substituted what? Group. Like this one now, if you have a benzene structure, this is the benzene structure and it's attached to CH3. This is CH3. The general name for this compound, we call it what? Toluene. What do I call it? So what? Toluene. This toluene, we can also call it what? Methylbenzene. Call it what? Methyl what? Benzene. Another name for methylbenzene, because this methyl, this one we have here, we call it what? What? Methyl. So the another name for methylbenzene is called to what? Toluene. In the same thing, we have another compound of benzene in what? In this form, we have benzene in this form, and they put what? OH here. So this OH here, is alkanol. Whenever the OH attached to the benzene, the compound, we call it what? Phenol. We call it what? The what? We call it phenol. And the next one is when benzene ring, we have it in this form. I can use this form, and we have what where we put what? Yes, amine NH what? 2. Yeah. So whenever the what? NH2 attached to the benzene, we call it what? Aniline. What do I call it? And what? Aniline. And the next organic compound of benzene, when the what? The carboxylic group attached to it, we call it what? Yes. When carboxylic group attached to the what? To it, which is what? COOH. This COOH is carboxylic group. So what will be the what? The name. The name here knows the name of this compound. This is what? Carboxylic group. The name, it will be what? It will be benzoic acid. The what? Zoic what? Acid. But when alkane they add to what? To it, we have benzene in this group, and the functional group of alkane, we have it on what? On top, which is give us what? CO what? H. Like this. This is alkane functional what? Functional group. So the name of this compound, it will be what? Benzene. Sorry. The name will be what? Ben what? Benzene. So all these, they are naming of monosubstituted group of what? Of benzene. But sometimes, when benzene Sometimes the benzene can also be named as what substituent group whenever it's attached to side chain that has a functional what? Functional group. See, let me write it here. Note, or somewhat, sometimes the benzene ring is named as a substituent it's named as what? As substituent. Yes, it's named as substituent. Called what? The phenyl group. Is named as substituent the what? Phenyl group when attached or when it's attached, when it what? Attached to side ring that has functional group. Please note this fact. When the side chain has functional group, the what? Benzene, we name it as what? We name the benzene as phenyl what? As phenyl group. Take for instance now, in a compound of, we have this benzene, and here that is attached to it, we have C what? H2 dot, we have C another what? CH2OH. Check this compound. We can see that what this side chain here contain functional group. Here, there is no functional group. Here, no functional group. This one, the functional group attached to it directly without any carbon. Directly, without any carbon. Without any carbon. Without. But here we have C side chain. 1, 2. Abi? And the side chain we have here, the side chain we have here is what we call what? Everything you have here is what we call what? What? Ethanol. Abi now? And this benzene will serve as substituted group. You call serve as previous. Yeah, you now call it what? Phenyl. Yes, phenyl ethanol. But this is first carbon. 1, 2. This is benzene now. It serves as what? As phenyl. You call this benzene what? For what? Phenyl. So it's no more benzene because it serves as what? Substituted group. So the name of this compound now be what? 2 what? Phenyl what? Ethanol. Whenever benzene attach to the side chain that has the functional group, the benzene will serve as what? Substituted group, which is conform front as the previous. The second one is look at this compound. If you have what? CH2 H2, then C what? H2, we have C another what? H2, COOH, yes. And here, we now put what? Wait. Let me say we have COOH. I now attach my what? Benzene here. What will be the what? The name. What is the side chain first? The side chain here, our side chain here, as side chain here is what? Alkanoic acid. Abi? It's a side chain with functional group. So this benzene, we call it what? What? Phenene. So attached to the aromatic carbon, 1, 2, 3. So the name of this compound now, it will be what? What? Phenene. What? Propanoic acid. Or let me put another one. If you have a compound of this CH3, CH, H, H, and we have COOH. I'm not trying to what to put my benzene ring here. Let me use this. And I also put another benzene. It's not easy. Okay. And let me leave it one. You are now asked to name this compound. What will be the name? The side chain here contains what? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is what? Pentanoic acid. But the benzene here attached to what? What carbon? Carbon 3. What do we now call it now? We call it what? 3. Call the compound 3 what? 3 penny abi pentanoic acid. So when the what? The benzene is attached to what? To side chain that is contains what? Functional group, have it in this form. Or let me give you the last one. Example of we have CH3, CH2, CH, H, H, 2, OH, and here we have we have this structure here, and at this side too we have another what? This structure. We are now asked to what? To name it. So you can see that what? The carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The OH here tell us that what the compound is what? Alkanol. And this benzene here serve as what? Phenene. This one is also serve as what? Phenene substituted group. So you can now say what? The name of the compound now, it will be what? 2, 4, to be 2, 4, 2, 4. Di phenene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentanol. So that is what all about what the naming of mono substituted benzene, in which one hydrogen is replaced. This how it can be what exist. The next one is what naming of disubstituted benzene, in which 2 hydrogen will be replaced. The second phase for naming of aromatic compound, abi, so I'll call it what? It will be what? 2 or 2 is naming of disubstituted benzene. What happen here? When there are 2 substituents on the ring, three possible isomer, possible or three, when we use position, 3 what? Position. Now what? Isomer are possible. So when 2 hydrogen being replaced from benzene, 3 possible isomers are what? Are possible, and their relative position, their relative position indicates, position in single S, indicates by prefix auto, which is O, by meta, which is M, and para, which is what? P, or by number. Look at it here. Assume this is a benzene. Let me use ring. Or let me use what I'm doing before. This is a what? A benzene. Here, let me call it Z, which is what? First carbon. So if here this is first carbon, start it. We have 2 here. Put what? 2 what? 2 here. This is the first carbon, abi. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. So if anything attached to this first what? Carbon, second carbon here, the thing that is attached to it, we call it auto. If it is attached to this 6 here too, we also call it what? Auto. But if it is 4, 3 and what? And 5, we call it what? Meta. What? Meta. And if it is 4, we call it para. Let's check it now. In a compound of, we have a compound of this and we have bromine here, good, and we have what? Another bromine here. The name of these compounds, you can see that normally, if you want to name it, this is 1, this is 2, yes now, this is 3, 4, sorry, here we have 3, here we have 4, 5, 6. And if you want to name it now, the bromine attached to the what? 1 and 2. Have you now? So if it is 1 and 2, we call it what? 1, 2 dibromobenzene. Have you now? This is what? 1, 2 dibromobenzene. But mind you, the second substituent attached to the what? 2. When the second substituent attached to 2, what do we call it? Auto. So this compound is the same thing as what we call auto what? Auto di what? Auto dibromo what? Benzene. And what is the abbreviate of what? Of auto? This can also be in this form. O represent auto dibromobenzene. This is another name for the what? 1, 2 dibromo what? Benzene. But in case of we have it in this form, we have benzene in this form, and we put what? Bromine here. We put the second bromine here. You can observe that what? This will be 1, 3 dibromobenzene. No be so? 1, 3 dibromo what? Benzene, because this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whenever they attach to the second substituent attached to the 3, we call it what? Meta. So this another name for this compound now. Here we can call it what? M dibromobenzene. M dibromo what? Benzene. This M means meta dibromobenzene. We can also have it in this form. If we have our structure of benzene in this form, we have it here, and we have bromine here, we have another bromine here. So what do we call this structure? So if you have it in this form, what will be the name? The name of the compound now, you know, this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you want to name the compound normally, we call it what? 1, 4 dibromobenzene. But what will be the what? the name. We call it P-dibromobenzene. What's this P stand for? Para. And we can also have it in another form. Again, look at these compounds. We have benzene ring. This is benzene what? Ring. Attached to CH3, and I put what? Chlorine here. We can say that what? This is what? 2-chlorotoluene. The name of this compound will be what? 2 what? This is the first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This is toluene, methylbenzene. Chlorine, we call it what? 2-chloro to what? Toluene. And another name for 2-chlorotoluene, we call it what? This 2 is what? Auto. We call it auto-chloro to what? Toluene. So this toluene can also be in metal and what? Para. If you have benzene in this structure, we have CH3 here, toluene, and I put my what? Chlorine here. So the name for this compound here now, it will now become what? We can call it meta chloro to what? Toluene. So if we have it in this form, we have CH3 here, and we have what? Cl here. Do you know that what? This is para. 4, abi? We call it what? Para chloro to what? Toluene. So this is what? The another way of using para dye. Let me give you one example in terms of what? Of phenol. Okay, in case of we have benzene ring in this form with phenol, and I put what? Bromine here. What will be the what? The name. You know, the original name for this compound is bromophenol. Have you now? Bromo the what? Phenol. But by using the what? The shorthand method, this bromine at carbon what? Carbon 2. We call it what? Auto bro what? Bromo what? Phenol. This is not ordinary bromophenol. We call it what? 2-bromophenol. Sorry. 2-bromophenol. And this one, if you have another one in this form, benzene, like this, we have phenol, and then we have what? Bromine here. What should be the name? This one will be what? 3-bromo what? Phenol. We call it what? 3-bromophenol, or call it what? Meta-bromo what? Phenol. And in another case, we can have benzene with OH, which is phenol, and the Br attached to this site. What do you call this form? This one, you can call it what? 4-bromophenol, or you can call it what? P-bromo what? Phenol, which is para. Have you now? Which is what? per what? Para in terms of what? Of phenol. We can also have it in this. Yes, that is as far as that. But another form in which we can have di what? Substituted group is if we have this structure of benzene. See it now. We have benzene structure, and here we now have what? Chlorine here. Here we have bromine. You are asked what to name them. This by substituted group. So in this case, these two they are not similar. If they are similar like this, we apply what we call what? Para and what? Metal and auto. So to name this kind of compound here, we call this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So between bromine and chlorine, which one first? Chlorine, bromine. Call it what? 2 bromo, right? Then 1 chloro. Then what? Benzene. That will be the name for this what? For this compound. Sorry, you cannot call it 1 bromo. You must start your what? Naming from bromine. Sorry, this compound is supposed to be 1. So it will be 1. Here we have 2. And here will be what? 3. Here will be 4. Here will be 5, 6. It will be 1 what? 1 bromo, 2 chlorobenzene. You must start from the what? From alphabetical order. So, and in a compound of these two, or should I give you the compound you help me to name it? If we have benzene ring like this, it will now attach to let me say we have C3H7, and at this side we have C2H5. And now asked to name this compound. If you look at the compound very well, you will observe that this one is what we call what? P. This one is what we call what? Methyl. So we have M before P. This M that we have here will start as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what should that be the name of this compound? The name of this compound now, it will have the what? Methyl. It will be 1 methyl 3 propyl. Then what? Benzene. That is the name of the what? Of the compound. Please, can you bail me out to name this compound? Let me to name this compound. Let me say we have okay. It is very simple. Or let me put F here, fluorine. I put fluorine on top here. Then here I put what? Fluorine. You are now asked to name. So, do you know that what? This F is fluoro what? Fluoro. This is what we call what? Fluoro. Alphabetical orderly, we have C before F. Therefore, we start naming from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The name for this compound, it will now be what? 1 chloro 4 fluoro benzene. Let me give you a complex one to name. A compound like this benzene CH3 NO2 NO2 NO2. Can you name this compound? This is methylbenzene. We call it what? Toluene. So the parent chain is what? Toluene. So this is substituted group, substituted group, substituted group, and they are called what? Nitro. So to name this compound now, we will call it what? We will call it what? Start. This is first carbon. This one will be second what? Carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you now call it 2, 4, 6. Yes, it will be what? 2, 4, 6. Try how many nitro? Try nitro what? Benzene. That is the name. So I will give this to name for me, and you put answer on the comment section. If you have a compound like this, and here we have OH, good. So at this side we have B half. Here we have another B what? B half. Here we have another B half. Name this one too. Tell me the answer on the comment what? Section. And we can also have benzene in combined form. If benzene exists in combined form, like this, we have one benzene, yes, now combined with what? Another benzene, which is arene, like this. So here we have double bond, alternate double bond. We have alternate double bond, double bond. So this kind of structure of benzene, we call it what? Naphthalene. And I call it, we call it what? Naphthalene. So if two benzene are fused together. And the third one is if three benzene are fused what? Together in this form. This is the third one. The three of them are what? Are fused together like this. This kind of benzene, we call it what? Atrazine. Atrazine is the benzene in what? In three form. And the name is called what? Atrazine. Atrazine. So that is all about the nomenclature of what? Benzene, which is what? Aromatic, what? Hydrocarbon. The next aspect I'm going to treat now is what? The nomenclature of cycloalkane, which is cyclic what? Compounds.